On the news at noon, I'm Jed Davis. We do start with some breaking news. Another man arrested in a case where a Montgomery businessman was beaten and robbed in his own store. It happened at Jim Massey Cleaners back in March. 57-year-old Spencer Thomas is facing federal armed robbery and carjacking charges. He was arrested last month in Las Vegas. Another man, Zedekiah Sykes, was also indicted on the same charges. Thomas is scheduled to be arraigned in Montgomery next week, and police are still looking for 2 other suspects.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Super 2. Okay, baby, no video for this Tuesday afternoon for y'all, man. Okay, I probably do video, out Montgomery. So where they found okay, they got a second suspect who was in custody for the March robbery of a businessman, and that was Jim Massey. Okay, Jim Massey was was robbed and beaten. How he was getting robbed. As I say at his shop. To where I think he owns a dry cleaning business, so he got robbed at his shop, and how the robbers say trying to have this dude robbed at his shop, and how they trying to have somewhere to where they trying to make the money from the register, from the safe, and how the dude Jim Massey got tied up, and how he got beat up with bad, and how he got bruised up, and his eye got busted up, and something I read. So I did a video before to where this dude Jim Massey was beaten severely. How the 4 robbers had trying to burglarize, I guess, business at the time, to where he was I guess at his shop alone, to where things kind of went bad, how things kind of went weird, to where he was being tied up and beaten, man. But I feel like so I read someone to the dude that was I think that was Spencer Thomas, so different private, so he's already in jail for this crime that happened back on Mars, to where he was charged with robbery and the carjacking. How he was found somewhere in Las Vegas, Nevada, and how they came back to Montgomery. But so yeah, okay, there's a dude that was Zedekiah Sykes, 58 years old, was probably got arrested back around Mars, so he got until he got charged in the same thing with carjacking and robbery. But so I think 4 men, I don't know. So I think 4 men trying how to do rob at the shop, and how to do Massey was was a victim. But I feel like people who want to do robberies, be over money, man. Money be number one. Root for people who want to rob banks, someone who want to rob, any type of business or store, man. I did be over money, man, but I feel like people in Montgomery, some people do in Montgomery, want to, want to rob somebody, man, be over a type of motive, but I feel like, the 4 man is probably gonna get time in prison for robbery, or either things that can involve, things that can be involved in crime, but I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like that I know dudes I in jail for the crime, but I believe the 2 dudes that got caught is in jail. So and I believe the 3rd suspect probably on the run. I don't know, man, but I found the other dude probably on the run, and the 4th one probably somewhere else. But man, I feel like it's a thing where people gotta be careful about things you do, because you can't be losing freedom by you want to do some stuff that could be crashing out over money, man. It means that you rob somebody be over money, but I feel like 2 dudes are in jail now for doing what they did, how they trying to rob this businessman, Jim Massey. So I think Jim Massey is a dude that own a cleaner, I said dry cleaning business somewhere that time Montgomery, somewhere in other parts of town, but he got robbed. I said back around late March, he got robbed at his shop, and how things went bad for him, but he got himself tell about happened to his own business. But yeah, man, so it's sad to hear about a businessman getting robbed by 4 men over money, man. So I'm gonna do y'all this little clip for y'all. So make sure you like, comment, and show us some peace. I'm out here. Take care and peace.
On the news at noon, I'm Jed Davis. We do start with some breaking news. Another man arrested at a case where a Montgomery businessman was beaten and robbed in his own store. It happened at Jim Massey Cleaners back in March. 57-year-old Spencer Thomas is facing federal armed robbery and carjacking charges. He was arrested last month in Las Vegas. Another man, Zedekiah Sykes, was also indicted on the same charges. Thomas is scheduled to be arraigned in Montgomery next week, and police are still looking for two other suspects.